Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today's video is on the subject of SCMPE, or I would say costing. So this video I will be telling about the tips and tricks that you should be following in your subject of cost so that you can score the maximum possible marks. Okay, so guys, let's begin with the video. So first thing, I think the biggest challenge with the paper of costing is your speed. That in all the subjects we are still able to attempt 90 to 95 marks of paper, but specifically in costing subject it varies from 60 to 80-85 marks, and this happens with each and every student. No matter however bright that student is, still people face this challenge of speed. But majorly this challenge is faced by people who do not have that clarity of the concepts, or who do not have the that handwritten practice that is required for this particular subject. So it is important that whatever is coming to your mind, you are able to write that on the paper immediately as soon as it is coming to your mind. And for that, it is most important that you guys must be having that handwritten practice of the questions, that you have solved the questions of costing like properly, and you've practiced it a lot so that it is very easy for you to write it down in the paper. Then it is important that you have that past papers or these RTPs practice. That is also very important, that in your home itself, if you do not have these this facility of some test series of mock test, it is okay. See, I never gave any test series during my whole CA preparation. So what I did was that I randomly selected a past paper, and I did not obviously see what the question paper is, and I just randomly selected any one attempt of paper, and then I just like told my family that I am not available for the next 3.5 hours. Then properly I gave myself 15 minutes of reading time and 3 hours of writing time, and then I gave that paper. I solved it exactly in the way I would have solved in the actual examination, and then I also checked my paper being very unbiased. I took the suggested answers and obviously the answer sheet, and I checked it with a very unbiased view. So while checking, I could find out a lot of mistakes that I would have made in the actual examination, and I could find the improvement areas of obviously for myself. So what is the intention of giving the papers is obviously that I am able to find out the mistakes that I'm making, and I'm able to improve them before the exams. So it is really important that you solve those past papers. I came to know about how my speed is, how my presentation is, how my practice has been, or how my preparation has been, if I am very good with the concepts and formulas or not. Because I think the most important thing in a practical subject is that you should have that conceptual clarity, and those concepts and formulas should be right on your tips. Because if you don't know the concept, if you don't know the formula, you will not be able to solve the question. Now imagine a situation that if you get a paper of costing in which all the questions are not of the institute material, they are somewhere of some of the reference books. So now you will be able to solve that question only when you are very sure of the concepts of each and every chapter, and obviously you know the formula that needs to be applied. So that is the most important thing. Alright, so guys, solve past papers, 3 attempts RTP is also very important. Concepts and formula should be at one place. They should be revised on a periodic basis. When I say periodic basis, I would say 10 to 15 days. Every 10 to 15 days, you just go through the concept and formulas. If you have a separate notebook, that is well and good. Otherwise, in your reference book, wherever you have highlighted or marked them, just go through them again and again. Okay. Then guys, most of the times what happens in costing is that we get exact same questions of the institute material or the RTP or the recent past papers. This happens most of the times. In fact, I have also when I had given my attempts, So what I had seen was that exact all the questions, maybe I would say 80 to 90% of the questions were exactly from the practice manual or the study material that was given. So it is really important that you go through the institute material questions and the RTPs. At least 2 to 3 questions from the recent past RTPs are also a must that comes in the paper. That carries around 20 to 25 marks. So when we know that we are going to get exactly of these many marks from these books or these reference materials, then why not go and practice those questions? And exactly this is the time when you should be solving these RTPs and these past papers to now actually see that once now you have completed all your studies, now you've completed at least 1 or 2 revisions as well. So now what is your position? Now you need to evaluate yourself and see what mistakes are you making at this point of time, so that you are not making those mistakes in the actual exam paper. Guys, next and the most important thing is the chapters that are to be focused. So there are certain chapters in costing which are not very comfortable for every student. For example, I would say standard costing. It's very lengthy and there are a lot of formulas to revise, or I would say transfer pricing. Very long and lengthy questions. So there are obviously chapters with very lengthy questions and which are very time taking and I would say difficult for a brain to grasp. So do focused study. The chapters which you feel are really very easy and very scoring and are not very time taking, your focus should be mostly on those chapters. And guys, it is okay to do smart study, especially in CA exams. See, sometimes hard work doesn't really count. Obviously, smart work along with hard work is something that you need to do here. You need to focus on that 60 to 70% of the chunk that actually comprises of 80 to 90% of the paper, and that is when you will be able to conquer that paper, because anyways you will not be able to attempt more than 80 to 90 marks of costing paper. Then why not focus on the major and the scoring parts? So that is how you should be planning. Now while revising or during the last revisions that you are doing, again focus more on chapters which are very scoring, which are asked repeatedly in the exams. Okay, and it is okay if you haven't been able to cover 10% of the syllabus. I say this again and again, that don't stress about something that you have not done. Focus on something that you have covered. Okay, look at the brighter side of life, look at what you have already covered, because if your focus is always on that 10%, you will obviously spoil that 90% that you've already covered. Then guys, next important thing is theory. So now, because most of the paper also comprises of theory, so it is important that you also focus on the theory of costing. Now it is okay, see, if you understand the theory, if you understand the concept, obviously you will be able to write it, but apply the same theories that you generally apply for audit and law, that the keywords should be there, the important pointers should be there in the answer that you are writing. Because guys, theory is also a very time saving thing, I would say. When you attempt a practical question, obviously it takes a little more time as compared to theory. Okay, so it is important that you also focus on the theory part of it and write it in pointers, write all the keywords properly, and when you are short of time, that is when you can actually attempt the theory question to save your time. Then guys, other most important thing is the timing of the question. If you know that you have to devote 10 minutes to this particular question, then do not spend more than 10 to 12 minutes in that question. We get stuck in some of the questions which are very difficult. So sometimes we get a difficult paper, we get stuck in between of the question and we feel that how is this possible that I'm not able to solve this question. What we feel is that, okay, this was the first question that I'm attempting, or maybe the second or third question that I'm attempting, and I'm still not able to solve this properly. And we, our ego comes at that point of time and we feel that we have to solve this question, and how is it possible that I am not able to solve this question? Guys, that is not the place to actually let your ego overpower you or let these insecurities come to you. You have 10 minutes allotted to this question. You have to solve the maximum possible that you can in those 10 minutes. If you feel that the time is overshooting and you are not able to solve this question completely, or you're getting stuck, just leave it there and then just mark in your question paper that you need to come to this question right at the end. Once you are done with the major chunk of your paper and you feel that you will be able to pass in this paper, then you can come to that question to score maybe more marks, more than 60, more than 70, or whatever you're targeting. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for listening to this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Please share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to like the video, and if you are new to my channel, then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because I will be posting a lot more of content that will be of real help to all of you. So everything that you need to know while you're going to attempt these coming exams, your one day before exam planning, or how do you utilize your time in the best possible manner. So everything that will be of real importance to you and that will help you to score well is something that I will be posting in the coming few days. So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much.